Oh my goodness. And there it is. Wow, gets it to go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Bowl TV for day number 3, round 3 of qualifying at the 2021 USBC Queens from the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, Nevada. We started off this competition with 110 competitors, and after today, we're going to be down to the top of 64 for the double elimination match play bracket. Folks, my name is Aaron Smith. I'm joined by Inside Bowling's Mike Flanagan. We are ready to get underway here for A Squad for their final 5-game block in just a couple of moments. Mike, the scoring pace slowed down a little bit yesterday on this 42-foot condition, and we saw one player notably have probably one of the roughest stretches we've seen since the relaunch of the PWBA Tour, and Shannon O'Keefe.
Yeah, I got to watch it firsthand as I was following around the entire block. I followed her the entire day, and it was tough to watch. It really was, to see her struggle and go through that. It'll be interesting to see if she has a nice bounce back day here today. And she is in jeopardy of potentially missing the cut if she has the similar day as she had yesterday. She opened with 240, 2-0, and then we won't talk about the last 3 games. No reason to put salt in the wound. But it's also a cut day, and, the cut is -8.
-8, yeah.
So -8 is your cut score, and there are some pretty solid names outside of the top 64 is what we're cutting down to here out of the 110 athletes that have been taking the lanes the last couple days. So we got one more day of qualifying for you, and it's going to come down to it. And later on tonight, we'll mark up the board, and we'll find out who's going to be bowling who in the first round of the double elimination Queens bracket. Don't forget, and as we jump ahead to the stepladder final that we'll have coming up Tuesday night, the winner will have to lose twice, which I just like to keep talking about that because that's different this year. You will have to lose twice.
That is a very big note. And speaking of players just outside the number, we're going to go ahead and start on lanes 49 and 50 because we actually have 3 players within the mix who are on the right at the cut number or just outside of it. Debbie Ayers at -6, just inside the number. Lindsay Boomershine just outside at -15. And Katie Robb, the winner of the 2021 Intercollegiate Singles Championships, at -1. So very important opening game to hopefully find some momentum for each of these competitors as they look to find some extended play here at the Queens.
We talk about it a lot, Aaron. Pattern memory as a pattern gets laid down multiple times, as well as how the players choose to attack it. I kind of got the feeling yesterday from what I saw and gathered from walking around talking to folks that the athletes started a little bit further left, a lot of them did, than they did the first day, which may have led to more confusion. Because we saw on the first day, a lot of the straighter players played out around 5 or 6 with surface, which if any of you that bowl on a regular basis that are watching here on Bowl TV, you know that if you burn them up outside, you create a hook spot, which increases the scores. Well, a lot of players starting farther in yesterday, there wasn't that hook spot to the right, and there was more friction in the front part of the lane and in the middle part of the lane, which what almost created a little bit of what the old school, the old timers would say a reverse block, where there's less oil in the middle than there is on the outside portion of the lane.
The scores did reflect that yesterday. In round number 1, we saw a couple scores north of +84 block. Jordan Richard going +230. We did not see that yesterday. The high overall score was +158 for the day by our tournament leader now, Liz Culkin, who's at +284 overall. So we saw the scoring pace drop. The number actually stayed the same for the cut. So it started the day at -8 after round 1. remained at -8 after round 2.
Which is very unique. Self-admittedly, there were some players that had really good first days that just said, I'm gonna try some things here. I'm gonna move around different parts of the lane. I'm gonna use different bowling balls. And the one thing I would say is to be careful of that a little bit. I realize it's 2 tournaments, and it really doesn't matter where you make it into the bracket, but don't make too many weird choices to put yourself in danger of missing the cut. I can particularly remember one player at the Masters on the men's side that was boasting about, I'm going to try a few things this block, and didn't stick to his original game plan and missed the cut by 25 pins. So I would say if there was a day to try some different things out, it may have been yesterday, but today it's probably time to put the pedal to the metal and get back on it and get lined up and take what you learned from the first 2 days of qualifying, the 10 games, and try to make your best educated guess, get lined up, and bowl the highest score you can today. That would be my plan of attack anyway. Good morning to everyone in the Bowl TV chat. I see you guys in there. We are working on the what you guys are all asking for. We're working on that for you. Debbie Ayers with a opening double, a 9 spare. Looking good this morning, starting out. As Aaron mentioned, just barely in the cut currently. Cut score is -8 to make it in the top 64. Need to have a big day here out of Lindsay Boomershine. Needs to have a plus day, I would say. Plus 30 to 50 range today for her should be safe. Lindsay certainly capable of being able to do that. A little surprised she's outside the number right now, as well as she's been bowling. Oh, hello. That's a nice one. 7-10 falling out, pins all over the deck. Pretty good shot by Debbie there, and I don't know if you call that a break or what you would call that. Now we got a trip 4. Pins are falling here. Maybe there's a couple trains underneath this pair right now, and it's shaking the lane a little bit.
It's the power through the pocket, Mike.
That's right. And hey, guys, I a couple days ago we talked about Daria Pyoke, and it was met with some controversy when I said that I would take her over anybody in the field, 12 shots in the pocket. Jordan Richard was listening at the time and actually pulled me aside. Said, "Hey, what about me?" I did give her honorable mention at the time, but it was kind of funny. I love it how all the players do watch Bowl TV, which is a great way and a great tool to understand what you got coming up. So everybody here today that's watching, that's going to be bowling during B Squad, good luck this afternoon, ladies. But Daria Pyoke, guys, yesterday, while I was busy on assignment, bowled 299, and that was disgusting what happened on the last shot. That was filthy. Solid 8-pin. But she hit the pocket 12 times, guys. Bowled 299, highest game of the event. So I think that's my point. Just to throw that out there. So Jordan Richard, she's on the next squad, right?
B Squad for Jordan, yes.
Yeah, so she's watching. Jordan, prove me wrong today. Hit the pocket 12 times and beat 299 for me. And then I'll let you put a pie in my face on Bowl TV. How about that?
Is it a literal pie?
We could do a whipped cream pie, whatever we want to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go to the bakery there at Silver Legacy. It's the weekend.
Yeah, and I'm being serious too. This is not a joke. Seriously, if Jordan Richard bowls 300 today, I will take a pie in the face the next day on Bowl TV from Jordan.
You heard it here first, folks. Live scoring should be up and running now. So thanks to the friends at Merrick and Rick Barbera as well from Brunswick on site here, all working together. Do you have one string of strikes to keep an eye on, way down on, I believe, 69 and 70, Cara Mangiola. Starting off with 6 in a row. Christine Gill had the front 6, and now 7 out of 8. She can max out at 277. And actually, let's head over to that pair because talk about Shannon O'Keefe at the top of the broadcast. She started with 3 opens today, has bounced back to deliver 5 in a row. Give a shot here from Katie Robb. Attempted. Also with Verdi Crawley and Christine Gill.
Yeah, Christine bowled a pretty nice day yesterday. I did follow these 3 ladies for every game and every frame. Verdi bowled well. She had a couple 2-0 games in there that were a lot better than 2-0. I told her, "Hey, nice game, Verdi," and both times she goes, "What do you mean, nice game?" And I said, "Well, compared to your counterparts and just how tough they were going left or right, because it would want to check up in the mid lane, and then if you got it to the right, it'd want to hang. Like, there was a lot of that for the crosses that these ladies had. And I said there was a lot of friction there, and she's like, well, I like friction. And she thought she should have had 230. But I mean, I watched her 7-10, I watched her wrap 10, 7-pin. I watched her do just a little bit of everything yesterday. And she started slow, just like the day before. After 2 games, I said, oh, this is where you go and get all your pins right now. She's like, I certainly hope so. Wasn't a great day for Verity, but still in the cut. And, I talked with Brian and Chuck Gardner last night about Shannon. And they said, we just got to get her in the cut, because if you look at what she's bowled on the fresh the first 2 days, 250, 250, and then yesterday 240, 2-0, she's 160 over for 4 games 1 and 2. And what is the bracket contested on? Fresh.
Whole bunch of fresh.
So they're not worried at all about Shannon in the bracket. What they're worried about is games 3 through 5 today. And, there's the potential she's going to bowl safe today. She may just stay out to the right and just try to bowl 2-0 the last 3 games and not try to mess with the middle of the lane where they got really squirrely yesterday.
Finishes with 206, and you mentioned playing right, and that was something we caught her in game 3 of day 1 after she was plus 100 after 2 games. So we caught her in game 3, and that's kind of the zone she was playing. It looked like she had moved in to start yesterday.
She did. She tried the middle.
So 206, a nice save after.
Verity.
Oh.
I'm telling you, Verity's had some major carry issues throughout her qualifying. And you know what that typically means. If everything evens out, the law of averages, Verity's going to strike a lot in the top 64. Because I've just seen this young lady just completely just get hosed all day yesterday. I mean, and still had a great attitude. That's what was amazing. As a matter of fact, anytime she got a double, you actually saw her right arm go up in the air and like give the little fist pump, just because she was just so happy that she could get a strike, get a double. She was throwing 2 different balls on 2 different lanes a lot of the day yesterday as well.
Well, Mike, she has not been afraid to do that here at the National Bowling Stadium as she took over the lead in the Diamond Singles event at the USBC Women's Championships prior to the start of the Queens. She actually said going into game 3, and she was making the turn at 524. So, you're at 524, you're probably pretty locked in most of the case when you're averaging 260. But she saw something on the right lane that said, hey, I need to do something here. I need to change something up. And so she ended up making the ball change in just 1 lane. She finished the last game, had a chance to shoot 280 after making the ball change, using a different ball on each lane. So something she's already comfortable with doing here at the NBS.
By the way, those of you that were wondering if the Shannon Sellens train was coming, it is. Choo-choo. It's cruising along right now. 259 max score heading into the 10th frame. She's down on 53 and 54.
It's been near the top of the leaderboard throughout the course of the Queen so far. This is a friendly reminder to all of our friends watching on Facebook and YouTube that after the conclusion of game 1 here, we are going to only send the feed to bowltv.com. So if you want to continue watching not only today, but throughout the rest of the tournament, you're going to have to subscribe and check it out. You can watch the action live here for the Queens specifically, including the stepladder finals for $12.95. You can pick up a monthly recurring subscription to Bowl TV, which not only gets you the live events, but full access to the site. So archived events, all the on-demand content as well. That's $9.95 per month. And then an annual subscription if you're looking long-term to support the PWBA tour and watch all the great content from the PWBA and USBC short duration events. That'll be $79.95. Transaction fees do apply for all those, but head over to bowltv.com. We have giveaways. We have a chat open at all times, a great community. So come party with us over there at Bowl TV. Debbie's going to finish at 177. Kitty's going to stay at 178 here. Lindsay, clean game. The strike up there. So get to 225. Excuse me, 215. No, 225. I'm doubting myself. I've seen these scoreboards enough over the years, I should know. She got the strike anyway.
She did, and she needs those. And this is a good start for Lindsay.
And she's someone who has historically had success here at the Women's Championship, or at the National Bowling Stadium, specifically looking at the Women's Championships. She has her 3 titles in the event came here. She's bowled a 300 game here. She bowled great prior to the start of the Queens here. Would have contested for the all events lead. She had 1 bad game. Nearly shot another 300, 289. Big double there is going to get into the 220s. I was right the first time. That's what I get for doubting myself. Got to say it with confidence, Mike. So she's going to get it on the right side of plus here. Presumably into the number. Just like that.
Yeah, right into the number. And Debbie Ayers is going to have to get it going in game number 2. Remember, they will move just 1 pair over to the right for game number 2. It'll be on fresh again, a pair that they practiced on for 7.5 minutes, broke them down a little bit, and they'll move over to there. And again, I know I heard you talk about it yesterday, Aaron, but we've been mentioning it. Just a reminder, because it's such a big deal. 40% of all of qualifying is on fresh.
All right, folks, with that, we're going to wrap up game number 1 here. So as we mentioned, for the folks watching on Facebook and YouTube, we hope you head on over to bowltv.com, pick up a subscription to check out the action. But for right now, we're going to take a quick second to make sure everything's good to go for game 2. We're going to say goodbye to the folks watching on Facebook and YouTube. Once again, please head on over to bowltv.com to continue watching wire-to-wire coverage of the 2021 USBC Queens. But folks, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back for game 2 here from the Queens on Bowl TV.